important because so many times in the Pac-12, you know, the game comes down to 1 or 2 points and you start to look at free throw numbers and be like, if we would have made 2 more in the first half or 2 more in the second half, it could have been a totally different game.
And if you really think about it, the free throws that you take through the game, through all 40 minutes of the game, they add up. So when it comes down to that last minute and you're down by 1 or you're up by 5, it's because of those free throws.
So the first part of your shooting line is your shooting side big toe or your shooting side foot. So for me, it's my left foot. I want my big left toe to be pointed directly at the basket. Now what that does is it obviously gives me a good base, but from the beginning, it makes sure that I'm in line with the basket. The next part is the knee. So you go toe, knee, and you make sure that's straight as well, and then you go to your hip. So that's your base. So if I'm here, I want my feet about shoulder width apart. I got my big toe facing directly at the basket. I got my knee also going directly at the basket, and my hip is also in line. The next part is my elbow. So my elbow is here. I want to make sure that it's in. I want to make sure that my elbow is in, and then that goes toe, knee, hip, elbow, and once I fully extend, my follow through should be straight to the basket. And this is my shooting line. Now I'm here at the free throw line, so it's very easy for me to line up. First thing you want to do is make sure your feet are aligned, your knees are aligned, your hip, all the way up to your elbow and your follow through. Now this is called a straight line shooting, and this is your shot line. Another thing to try to remember when you want to improve your consistency is where this hand is. So if it's fully extended but it's down here, your shot's probably flat. If it's fully extended but it's back here behind your ear, that means your shot probably has too much arc, or you're not getting enough distance on it to knock down the shot line. So here's my eyebrows here. That's where I want my elbow to be. That's going to give it the right trajectory. That's going to give it the right arc. And ultimately, it's going to make you a more consistent jump shot.
Form is the most important part of free throw shooting. You see a lot of people that miss a lot of shots. I often say the free throw shot is one of the easiest shots in basketball. It's the only times that you don't have defense playing you. There might be a lot of pressure because people are watching, but if you have good form, it should become an easy shot. First thing we want to do is we want to line up our foot and center it on the basket. There's often a nail that they make the free throw shooting arc with, so we want to line up our right foot, if we're right-handed, on that arc, on that nail. And then we place our feet about shoulder width apart. Now if I swing my arm up, again, I want to have straight motion, so that as I keep my arm forward, my elbow must be tucked in. As I go through, I want to have a routine when I shoot a foul shot. The routine, number one, helps relax me, and it also gives me a chance to get some air and concentrate on what I'm trying to do, and that's make the shot. I think it's very important when you step to the line, one of the first things you want to do is focus on making the shot. And I think it's important to be a good free throw shooter. You also have to think you're going to make the shot. So we want to relax because we've been practicing a lot. We have good form. We know that we're going to make the shot. We step to the line. We go through our routine, whatever that routine is, 3 dribbles, spin the ball.
So my free throw routine, I get the ball and then I'll walk up to the line.
I definitely just line up, like find the middle dot.
I look down, look back up, look at the rim.
I'll look at the front of the rim.
Take 1 dribble.
I take 2 dribbles.
Dribble it 3 times with my left hand.
Take a deep breath.
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 Shake my shoulders a little bit, try to relax. I always take my right hand and I kind of tap the left area over here. And I do that to remind myself to calm down. I say to myself driveway, which means that's where I grew up pretty much shooting free throws with my brother, and he would rebound for me. So it calms me down and it reminds me I can make this shot. I've done it a million times before.
Get set. Again, if I bring my hand up, get my right angles, I set my ball with my opposite hand coming to the ball, so I'm here. Now I'm going to come up through and then drive the ball. As I'm doing that with my legs and my hips, I want to drive the ball up into my shot. Again, so I set, I have my elbow tucked in, drive up and through, and hold my follow through. You know, a lot of times with free throw shooting, people add too much to the shot. You want to make the free throw shot as simple as possible. Whether that's bending the knees, okay, or my shoulders and forwards. A lot of people I see bend over, and as soon as they try to come up, okay, they're pulling back and it changes their form. We want to make the form as simple as possible. Even with young kids, if I just stick my hand behind the ball, okay, I line up my foot as we talked about, I swing my hand up, just sticking my hand behind the ball and push shooting it up and in, okay, I have more chance of making it for young kids than changing my form and rotating my body and doing a lot of crazy stuff. So we want to make it as simple as possible with the free throw. Okay? We don't want a lot of motion, because the more motion is, there's more chance there is for error. So making the ball shot as simple as possible. Even with a young kid, again, I put my hand in the center, elbow behind it, push it straight up and into the basket, making sure I follow through. Now, as you get older, we need to drive the elbow up under it without, again, a lot of motion. So I simplify my motion by setting the ball,